Welcome, everyone. I am John Ryan for SportsMemo.com and Sports Memo TV. This is the NBA Triple Double Show. We're here on Tuesday, May the 24th, 2022. And as always, I have my co-host Ronald Cabang in the house. Welcome to the show, Ronald. We got quite a game to break down here. Game 4 of the Western Conference. I didn't think Golden State was going to go up 3-0. But, ever since they had that one loss, that was pretty bad loss at Memphis, when they had a chance to close things out, it's like the Golden State Warriors of old, and it almost seems like they're just going to strut their way right through the rest of the playoffs and win this thing yet again. And I bet you already knew that if they win this series, which no team obviously has ever come back from 3-0, or 0-3 I should say, but 3 teams have forced Game 7 in the history of the NBA best-of-7 series playoff structure. And the last time that happened involved the Dallas Mavericks hanging on against the Portland Trailblazers. The Mavericks were up 3 games to love. Portland came storming back, and Dallas had a win. I believe they won by 8 points in the 2003 playoff series as a 6-point home favorite. So isn't it interesting that Dallas yet again appears in a situation that's somewhat rare, but very, very difficult to overcome? I guess my first question, Ronald, do you think it's over? That it's going to be a sweep and then that's about it?
Yeah, this is a tough one. I mean, think from a sweep perspective, I don't know. I think it's going to be a lot tighter today than it was in the last game, in my opinion. I don't think we're going to see the Mavs struggle offensively the way that they did. I think and then also they're defensively, at home, they're strong. All season long they've been doing well in those spots here, especially as home favorites. And as far as the series goes, I think the Warriors should be able to take care of this, whether it's today or 5, 6, or 7. If the Mavs do end up storming back and forcing Game 7, I think eventually still the Warriors should be able to be the team that advances. I don't see it going 7 or 6, maybe 5. I think the Warriors take this series.
Yeah, and I can share a few little tidbits from the database. I found this to be interesting. Over the last 20 playoff season, road teams that are up 3 games to love are 46-23 straight up for 67% wins, which isn't as high as I thought it was going to be, but they're a solid 56% against the number 37, 29-3, and the over/unders is 33, 33-3. Three's a good number. That's a lucky number. So I don't know what that means though, but it's a lucky number. So when Warriors coach Steve Kerr was hired back in the 2014 season, they have since gone on to win 3 world championships, and this will be their 6th appearance in the NBA Finals over the last 8 seasons. And there's only one other team to do that. And to me, it was pretty obvious, but, maybe it's a trivia question I could throw out here spur of the moment. But if in the chat room, if you want to answer that question, I'll hold off giving you the answer. But this is a pretty easy one. So the last team to appear in the finals 6 of the last 8 years of their schedule. That's the question. And if they win tonight, the Warriors will advance to the finals, and they will match that NBA record. One other thing I have here is Luka Doncic. Okay, so in Game 3, it looked like he was becoming frustrated with his teammates, and granted, he doesn't have the depth, and especially the bench depth that the Golden State Warriors have. That was glaringly obvious in Game 3. Almost like the Celtics last night, showing that they got more firepower than the Miami Heat do. That'll be an interesting game to talk about tomorrow. But Doncic has scored 40 points in 2 consecutive conference finals. There's only 2 other players in the history of the NBA, Ronald, that have scored 40 or more points in 3 games of an NBA conference final. I bet you can name both of them, but do you want me to name them just anyway?
Yeah, go ahead and name them out.
LeBron James, he did it twice actually, 2018, and I actually don't remember what the other one was, 2000. Well, it doesn't matter. He did it twice. 2008 and 2018, I'm almost 100% positive. And then that Hall of Fame legend of the Houston Rockets, Hakeem Olajuwon. So that's
Oh,
pretty darn good company, and it stands to reason, looking at the prop bets, that he probably will score very close, if not more than 40, and join that small group of illustrious names, and that would be quite a feat. But it doesn't matter because he's the only one of those three names that lost when he scored 40 or more points. So it looks like an insurmountable mountain for Dallas to even overcome tonight.
yeah.
So I'm leaning Golden State on this, and I do have a 4% total going tonight over at sportsmemo.com. So I will defer to you if you have anything on the total. But
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
a go ahead.
yeah. I think this series to me is a lot tougher to read than than the one in the East. I see support on both sides, both sorry, both on the sides and also the over and the under. One team trend that I was looking at on the Mavs side: 11-1 straight up, 9-2-1 against the spread, and 10-1-1 to the under as home favorites of 4 points or less. So they typically do well in these tight game situations, and they also clamp down on defense at home. They've been doing that all season long. The problem is the only straight up loss in this trend was actually game 3 against the Warriors, and it went under due to the Mavs shooting well below their average. So to me, I would lean towards the over in this situation because I don't think the Mavs are going to shoot as bad as they did. On the side perspective, I don't know if the Golden State Warriors just really have their number for the Mavs. I think they've been leading in rebounds and the number of shot attempted. The pace is towards the Warriors side here. I think the Mavs, if they want to get the win, they're gonna have to take control of the pace here. From a league-wide perspective, since the 18-19 playoffs, teams facing elimination as home favorites are 10-13 straight up, 7-16 against the spread. This season alone, in these playoffs, they're 1-3 straight up, 1-3 against the spread, and that would be towards the Wolves side here. Another league-wide trend from the 18-19 season. The reason why I'm bringing back to 18-19 season just because of how the offenses have changed in modern basketball, and to me, that's one of the key years that changes happened. That's the reason why I pulled it from that year. Teams avoiding the sweep since 18-19 playoffs: 5-9 straight up, 7-7 against the spread, but 10-3 to the over. The only other time the team trying to avoid the sweep was a favorite was this season, the Nets versus the Celtics. Nets ended up losing that game outright, and the game went over. So in this situation here, we're looking towards the over, and also towards the Warriors in this situation. So there's ways that we could support both sides, Warriors and the Mavs. I got support on the over and the under. To me, this is sort of like at this point, from what I'm looking at, it's a stay away game for me. I'm just going to be a fan. I like my money more than just having the thrill of betting right now. So that's where I
Well,
stand at this current moment.
I guess that makes me a risk taker since I have the 4% player in the total. But you know yourself, and I say this humbly, I'm 18-5 with NBA totals. I think that's 79%, and over the last over 31-12, so 43 releases, we're hitting 71% against the spread. So the winning streak just keeps on rolling, and I'm very grateful for that. I'm grateful my clients are winning, and I want you, if you're not a client already, to join me tonight. It's only $9 on $2 Tuesday, so I've reduced it as much as I possibly can. Now, this one thing here too with the chart. I do like an eye test, just looking at how many arrows are pointing over, and then looking at, oh, that's Golden State Warriors. But they're number one in assists per game. They're moving the ball tremendously well. They're finding the open shooter. They're finding the shot that is the unselfish shot. And of course, Curry's doing Curry things, and Klay Thompson does Klay Thompson things. Powell does Powell things. But they're all gelling. It just seems like they're getting better and better each game now since that one loss on the road in Game 5 at Memphis. So if you just look down that list, and these are the rankings for the playoff teams.
Mm-hmm.
So the field goal percentage, they're third. Field goal efficiency, which is not listed in here, is number one. Offensive rebounds, fifth. Even when they miss a shot, they get second chance scoring opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that Dallas has not done well. And I just don't see what Dallas can do really, other than the following thing. And I will be a little adamant about this. And I give out big shout out to Boston Celtics head coach, who told his team to knock it off and let the refs call the game, even though Scott Foster was on the court. Now, I say that tongue in cheek, of course. So I think Dallas would be served quite well if they would stop the whining and stop on every single call. I mean, there was one, I was looking at the film, Ronald, 15 missed shots in a row resulted in that. Mm-hmm. And it gets on my nerves. I guess it probably shouldn't get on my nerves, but I think if Dallas stops doing that and they get back on defense, look what happened last night when Tatum, as I was ripping him yesterday a little bit too, right?
Yeah.
Complaining, not getting back on defense. He doesn't do that last night, except for the very first shot he missed. He went like that, right?
Yeah.
But from then on, I didn't see any that if he did, it wasn't, blatantly getting in the official's face.
Yeah.
But he did get back on defense, and it mattered. That was part of that 16-1 start. So I think Dallas will have to just let the referee and be the referee and try to get the ball in the hoop more so than the Golden State Warriors do if they want this series to continue. Otherwise, they're just not going to win.
Yeah.
So any thoughts on player props?
No, I mean, to me, I think I've been big on Brunson this whole series. I think he's covered his points props. The last two games, he missed the first two, he got the last one. I don't think he got the first game one. He got game one and game two on the points props. And I think I would probably go to him again. I think Luka's going to need more support here, and it's either going to be Brunson or Dinwiddie. And then also Bullock and Kleber, they shot terribly in the last game, 0 for 7 for Bullock, and then Kleber at 0 for 5. To me, depending on what the 3-point props are, I think we could look towards the over in those two. If it's like 2.5, maybe they shoot enough threes to have the ability to hit those numbers. So. I don't know where those numbers are going to be. I think Luka, if Mavs are going to win, Luka's not going to score 40. He's going to have more than 3 assists in this game, in my opinion, because he's not going to be able to play 1-on-5, and that's really, how it's been. Yeah, especially in the second half of Game 3 here, you can kind of see that after seeing all his teammates miss those shots, he started to play 1-on-1 a lot more. And if he does that, it gets away from their team ball, and also the confidence goes down for their teammates, knowing that your leader is not trusting you, right? So the confidence in your teammates are gonna go down, and that's gonna affect a lot of things here. So if the Dallas Mavericks wins, we got to see more of the role players step up here. So that would be like Brunson, Bullock, Dinwiddie, Finney-Smith. Those guys are going to need to step up points wise, and Luka is going to need to hit those assist props if Dallas wants to win.
I really like that assist breakdown you did on Doncic, because that makes total sense with the scheme of what they have to do to win. It can't be him on the perimeter. I might say be a little different if he was posting guys up in the paint more so than shooting threes. But when you shoot a three,
I would much rather have Brunson in the paint. Posting up Curry. Because when that happened,
he's got the body.
Yeah, in that second quarter in Game 3, Brunson really took advantage of that low post presence, like his low post game, not only against Curry but against even some of the bigger guys. So I think, and then once Luka came in with like 3 or 4 minutes left in the game, the flow kind of switched to more of a one-on-one role again, and that kind of that's where the lead went away. And then from then on, it was all Warriors. Sorry to cut you off. I just wanted to add that real
No,
quick.
that's fine. I always appreciate it when you cut me off because I probably deserve to be cut off. But I agree with you 100% with Brunson. One of my prop bets actually, and we didn't talk about props before we went on the air, is playing over 20.5 points minus 105 at BetMGM. This points with Brunson. And I also like Wiggins over 22.5 points and rebounds
Mhm.
minus 111 at FanDuel. And I found another one that I think you're going to like this one too. Looney. He's been an integral piece of this really, really good play. And
Yeah.
over 11 and a half points and assists seems to be, no pun intended, but kind of a layup, minus 105. But of all the ones you've broken down, the Doncic assists over, and you said it's 3.5?
No, he hit. He only had 3 assists last game, so I'm assuming he'll probably have a lot more this game.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, yeah. I can try to see
we,
what the prop is at right now.
if you have a moment, that would be good to know because I think that
Yeah.
is where I'm going with the best bet. While you're doing that, I can mention one thing with the betting lines too. Is that you have Dallas here basically at -1. You don't have to bet your full amount pre-flop before the tip of the game starts.
Mhm.
You can do 50%, and then if you do like Golden State, as we're leaning that way, then you look for Dallas to get out to a hot start. And I can tell you one thing, Ronald, no doubt in my mind with this, and my premium clients will get this in addition as a bonus from the total in this game. If Dallas is winning at the half, I don't care if they're winning by 20.
Mhm.
I will get on that Golden State line, and I probably will. The greater the deficit, the more I might put on it. So I'm not saying I'm going to do like a 4% bet on Golden State, but it could total up to maybe 2.5%.
Yeah.
That's how strongly I feel about that because the Mavericks are young. They're going to be a very good team for years to come. They're going to have new players coming in. Cuban's he has the money to get the key players that they're missing.
Mhm.
So they're not going to go away. But I do think that they haven't been in this environment against a seasoned world champ of 3 times as the Golden State Warriors know what to do here. And it's like looking in the rearview mirror with Tiger Woods coming up behind you in the U.S. Open, and we all know what happened there. He was a great hunter, so to speak, and I think that's what the Warriors are too. So if they're losing by more than 5 at the half, I'm definitely going to be like 2.5% on the Warriors for the live in-game bet at the halftime.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
To the assist prop. So it's Luca's assist is 7.5, but it's juiced a little bit. But so if you can get like 8.5, you'll probably get uh a better line there. But I could see him getting 10 assists today. I think he goes. I wouldn't doubt that he gets a possible triple double today. That's my take on his
Yeah, I was.
situation.
And is there a line? Just I mean, if it's not right in front of you, don't worry about it. But I think that's a good pizza money bet too, because if he has to distribute the ball, assists go up. He's got to be near the basket more instead of out in the perimeter,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's a good look too. Um,
Yeah, I mean, in a situation where they're possibly getting eliminated, I can see him playing 40 plus minutes easy in this situation. So he's gonna have the opportunity to get it done. I could look at that real quick.
yeah, I'm pulling it up on BetMGM here too while you pull it up on the other site. So I'm looking here.
Luca to record a triple double, 425 plus 425.
Hey, pizza money, and when we say pizza money, if you're watching for the first time, that's $10, $20,
Mm-hmm.
not more than that. Prop bets are supposed to be fun, not where we make the money. But I like that. You said 425.
Plus 425, yeah. So
Yeah,
and
I think
his to record a double double is minus 223. So it's gonna happen. A double double might looks like it's gonna happen. It just is it gonna be the assist or is it gonna be the rebounds, right?
And what if you played the double double and then played them separately with a bet on the assists? Because I would
No,
think
yeah,
the
that makes
assist is
sense.
the one that's probably going to be short of a triple double.
If anything, yeah.
Yeah. So that might be an angle to consider.
Hmm. Makes sense. Yeah. So
Yeah.
7.5 is at 7.5. Over 7.5 is at -130. Over 8.5 is at -110. It was what I see in my mind
Okay.
for those assists. Yeah.
Well, I think we've done a good job breaking down this game thoroughly with everything possible. And, to kind of sum it up, I do like the Warriors at halftime if they're losing to end up winning the game.
Hmm.
And then we had all the prop bets. We don't need to summarize that. That pretty obvious stuff. And I think that's about it. Am I missing anything?
No. I mean, I don't. I'm really just. I don't have a play on this game at this current moment. I'm gonna continue to keep looking at the game and see if I could come up with something, but I'm not gonna force it. If I don't see anything that I like, yeah. But I know you have a strong play, a 4% play on it. So good luck to you. Obviously, I want to see my friends win.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a good one. I mean, it's as strong as the one last night. So we'll have to see
Yeah.
how it's gonna go. Thanks to Ninja13 here with a last minute comment in the chat room. He's a ball hog. And he doesn't share. Well, he better learn to share in his
Yeah.
young career because it's only going to benefit him. He'll have more rings if he learns to share. And sharing's good. Sharing of information like we do, sharing of everything.
Hmm.
So, anyway, thanks, Ninja, for that. And I guess that'll conclude today's Triple Double show. We'll be back again. Ronald and I will be for the Wednesday edition, May 25th, to break down the Miami Heat, Boston Celtics, who are now in a best-of-3 series after the Celtics' huge win last night. Can't wait to
Hmm.
break that one down with you, Ronald. And until then, guys and gals, bet with your head, not over it, and may all the wins be yours. Thanks very much for watching.